What's happening? I'm here to talk about being diabolical with life. You have to learn to be diabolical with life. You think about it. It's a time and place for everything. But you got to have life throw all kind of shit at you. And you got to be able to have like this nastiness in you. You got to have this nastiness, this part of you that's just gutter to be able to make it. Like a lot of people tell you, to be this way and and to be this certain way, but life is a bitch. Life can be hard. It's we all got to find our way in life. And during that time of finding your way, it's hard. Life will push your ass down in the dirt and step on your back. And you got to learn to be nasty with it. I was working out and I was talking to the guy in the gym, and I was just telling him about my motivation for the gym, and not only for the gym, it bleeds into life too. That's all part of it. But like I was telling him, like I got a shit stew. I got a shit stew. I got a pot. It's got shit in it. It's got piss. It's got dirt, baby legs, fingers, eyeballs, teeth. It's got twigs, shoestrings. It's got all kinds of shit in it. All kinds of shit in it. Like it's nasty. But like when I'm when you with your family or you with your kids or whatever, that stew, it's clear. You look in that pot, you see clear water. All that shit at the bottom. All that shit I just named is at the bottom. But when it's time, when you need it, you stick that spoon in there and you stir all that shit up. You make that shit murky, you make that shit nasty, you make the scent come up, you stir up the scent, and you learn to work with it, you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You use it to your advantage, to where you need it in life. You at work, you on a job, you talking to somebody they don't like you, you already know they feel like you only have you have a certain limit. You ain't you're not going, you don't but they nice to you, they nice to you, they know you how they feel about you. You know how they feel about you. But you keep it professional. You're like, hey, how you doing? How your kids? Like I'm. But on the inside, you gotta be like, I'm gonna show this motherfucker. Like they think I can't do this. If you want it, if it's something you want, you know what I'm saying. If it ain't nothing you want, you ain't gonna have that kind of passion. But if it's something you want, be like, yeah, I'm gonna show this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying. And that's the way you got to take life. Because we are all here for a service. Everybody here. We are here for service for some reason. So if you dealing with somebody, like people don't like you because of you. People like you because of what you portray or whatever you bring to the table. Very few people in this world like you for you. If you have somebody in this world that like you for who you are and not who they think you are, or who you portray to the world, or whatever they truly like you for you blessed, because not many people in this world like you for you. That includes your kids. No, besides your mama, but your kids, everybody like you for what you can do, what you can provide, or what service you can be to them. So with that being said, you got to have an attitude like, I know what this is about. I know my situation. I know what kind of people I'm dealing with. I know how they feel about me. People can say it's harsh. Somebody might say it's harsh, like, damn, that's kind of harsh. But life is harsh. And I, like I sit here and, like I'm a positive dude, but at the same time being positive, you got to armor your mind. You got to armor your mind. You got to believe in God. You got to armor your mind and understand things for what they really are. You got to understand things for what they really are. Because, if you don't understand things for what they really are, you're going to keep getting kicked in the ass over and over again. So you got to know what's coming. You got to see it coming. You got to understand. And it's not being cruel to anybody, or anything like that, but it's just understanding what it really is. We got to understand what stuff really is. Like, don't beat around the bush, don't BS with it. Like, yeah, I got, like, you can treat people a certain way. Nobody's saying you got to be mean or evil to nobody. Don't do that. But you got to know how to harness. You got to know how to harness that. God is everything. God created everything, which means God is good, God is evil, God created the devil. We all have God in us, we all have the devil in us. We got to choose which one we which one we want to be, or which one, which part we desire of ourselves to portray. But at the same time, it's sometimes you got to reach in there and get that, and pull that nasty shit out to get where you need to get. You got to. If like, you look at somebody like Tom Brady. Tom Brady is one of my favorite athletes, because you look at how he smiles on TV, and how he seems, he seems humble, but that's one of the nasty spirited ass men in the world. To do what he's done on the level and on the scale that he's done it, you got to be nasty on the inside. You got to, you got to have a rotten motherfucker on the inside of you. You don't have a person on the inside you like, yeah, I'm thankful. No, you got a nasty ass person on the inside of you. Just like that year, I think, before they won that last Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, I think, he just put he just made a short statement where he said, "I am the storm." That's the most powerful shit he could ever say. Like, man, when you the storm, when you are the storm, shit, you can't nothing touch you. Everybody else just boats. So, shit, a storm will flip a boat in a heartbeat. All the shit be in the water. So sometimes you got to be the storm. You got to be nasty. You got to be diabolical. You got to have this little sinister part of you to help you get to where you want to get to. All great ones have it. No matter how modest they look, no matter how humble they look on the inside, on the outside, when they're on TV, on shows, and you got to have it. Just going back to sports, you think about football, they don't, people don't want to hear you say, you out there trying to kill a motherfucker, but you ain't really out there trying to kill a motherfucker, but if he good, if he one of their better players, you'd rather not have him out there. So if you can go out there and knock his ass out the game, yeah, that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. I want your ass out the game because I want to win. I think we got a better chance of winning if your ass over there on that sideline or in that damn tent over there. So yeah, that's what it's all about. But you got to use restraint when you on TV. You got to use restraint in the world. That's why I say you got to learn how to harness it. You got to learn how to harness that shit. You got to harness it, but like I say, you got to be diabolical about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not all pretty. It's not all flowers and daisies and damn dandelions. This shit's nasty. Life gets nasty. People treat you like shit, and don't be mad when somebody treats you like shit. Somebody treat you like shit. Just be accountable for yourself. You fucked up and chose the wrong friend. You chose the wrong person. You chose the wrong whatever. If somebody treat you like shit, you got to be you hold your damn self accountable and make better choices. Don't blame nobody else. Be accountable for yourself. Help you grow faster when you do. Don't blame nobody. Don't be a victim under no circumstances for no damn body. No matter what happened to you. No matter what happened to you. I ain't talking about if you've been raped or some shit. That's some crazy. That's different. You know what I'm saying? That's way different. But I'm just talking about like certain life circumstances that hit you kind of hard. Besides the other overboard type stuff. But yeah, that's all I had to say to y'all, man. Just keep it real out here. Shit. When it's time to get nasty, be nasty. Hey, you can be just as sweet as you want to be on the outside. Be just as kind, smile. But yeah, like I say, we all here for a service. Everybody wants something from you. It ain't all about love. Like I said, if you got somebody that love you for who you are so thankful. You should be so thankful. You should be grateful. But for the most part, people like us or think they love us only for what we can do, only for what we provide. Keep that in mind. Hold it down.